Now to those new accusations against another high-profile personality. NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw, a former co-worker, coming forward accusing him of sexual misconduct. Eva Pilgrim is here with the latest on all this. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Robin. NBC facing some tough questions this morning on how it's handled sexual harassment claims. Tom Brokaw, now the latest power man at the network, facing allegations.
This morning, two women dropping bombshell allegations.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
Accusing longtime NBC nightly news anchor Tom Brokaw of sexual misconduct during the 90s.
I was deeply traumatized by being groped and assaulted by Tom Brokaw.
Linda Vester built a reputation covering war zones, but in a series of interviews with Variety magazine, she says as a 28-year-old NBC correspondent, she suffered unwanted advances from the network's biggest power player.
Pope John Paul is a very charismatic figure as well.
During the Pope's visit to Denver in 1993, Vester says Brokaw groped her in an NBC conference room full of people. And on two later occasions, she says he tried to force her to kiss him.
He leans over with his index finger and puts it on my mouth to silence me and says, "This is our compact."
Vester says she didn't report him because she feared it would end her career.
Even though I know I was not in any way at fault in what happened to me with Tom Brokaw, I still suffered years of humiliation, isolation, and shame.
Meanwhile, a second woman has now also come forward speaking to the Washington Post on the condition of anonymity. She says in the mid-90s, when she was a 24-year-old production assistant, the newsman allegedly placed her hands on his chest in a hallway and invited her to his office later to talk about her job search. She says she didn't go, and she also says she didn't report him. The Washington Post says Brokaw denies any such incident happened.
That's Nightly News for Thursday. I'm Tom Brokaw.
Brokaw was the managing editor and anchor of Nightly News for 22 years. He still appears on the network for special events. The 78-year-old denying the allegations, saying in a statement provided by an NBC spokesperson, "I met with Linda Vester on two occasions, both at her request 23 years ago because she wanted advice with respect to her career at NBC. The meetings were brief, cordial, and appropriate, and despite Linda's allegations, I made no romantic overtures towards her at that time or any other."
Vester says she is speaking out now because she thinks NBC and other companies aren't doing enough to address harassment. Ann Curry now coming forward saying she warned two people in management about sexual misconduct concerns with Matt Lauer. Nothing was done. Matt Lauer responding overnight, telling the Washington Post, "Any allegations or reports of coercive, aggressive, or abusive actions on my part at any time are absolutely false." Guys.
Oh, right. Thank you, Eva, so much.
Some story, yeah, okay.
It is.